It's going to attack him. It gets a sneak attack because it just snuck right up on him. Take 3 piercing damage.
I love how Neo just drops out of nowhere and he's like, and we start.
Okay, you're fine, but
Hellish Rebuke!
it's going to hit you again. You are grappled. It moves away, and it takes Arthur with it.
No. Hey.
See ya.
Raj, it disappears behind this column here, but you think it's still there. And now everyone roll initiative. Arthur, you are just wrapped up with tentacles from this giant brain floating thing with this huge beak that's snapping down in your direction. And you are grappled. You have 0 movement, but you can do anything else. You manage to wiggle your way out of its tentacles, and you pop on the ground behind it. So you're free.
I'm going to summon a tentacle and have it attack the one that grappled me.
It's starting to float up into the air, so it just floats up, and tentacle swings and misses. Darla, you're up.
And I did see the other one go down the eastern way, right?
You just barely see it poking out from the shadows.
I will just send Nagizi over there to bite it.
Okay, Raj?
I'm going to try a Vicious Mockery.
Griff is going to activate his Crimson Light and make an attack on Brainy Beak Man.
It's the creature's turn. This one lets out this high-pitched squeal, almost as if in pain, and you'll move away from Griff.
He and my tentacle get a reaction.
Ah, yes, you see the tentacle hit it in like parts of its body. Some of the tentacles freeze and fall off. It disappears behind this little ridge right here. And this one, Starlight, you see this one emerge, disappears into the shadows. Davey, want to do anything? You don't have eyes on anything, I think, but...
I am going to use the rest of my action to rest my motion to kind of get behind this little nook and then hide in case it popped out.
For the Myconids, some of them lower their spears, and you get the sense from them they retreated.
Oh, okay.
After a second more, they calm down and they explain that those are hunters, but once you scare them off, they'll retreat very quickly.
Cool. Y'all know what's down this hole?
We'll look. Then you watch them for a second. You actually see them expel some spores from their mushroom caps, and they float down. Then they watch for a second more, and they say its nest is down there.
Awesome. Well, we'll go down there some other day.
We erase scent spores. It will die soon.
Oh. Excellent. Well then. It looks like we're on our way.
Griff's going to approach the Myconids just to quickly ask, so have you ever thought of overthrowing the Sahurgan in Glorious Revolution and becoming their Mushroom Kings?
Everything's with him is like telepathic. So it's like images in your brain and like just scattered words sometimes. Just they seem content to just wait until everything dies, because everything will die, and then there'll be a mushroom. We'll get you in the end. Follow?
Uh-huh.
And they start leading you down this cavern here, and it's caverns just matching this the entire way. And you just continue along more passages like this, and it's about, maybe you're guessing 3-4 hours, but then the passages start to open up into wider areas. And you can notice distinctly that the elevation starts going down again. You start hitting an area where there's just fungus everywhere. This ground becomes like soft and squishy underfoot, and you start seeing just fields of pink lichen stretching out all directions around you. And everything is lit up from high above. There are these just glowing patches of crimson red. And the Myconids are saying, this is home. We will be there soon.
The pink stuff doesn't have like faces in it.
It looks like you look down, roll investigation. Everyone roll a constitution check. As Raj is leaning over like to examine, to look at this pink lichen, all of a sudden as his face approaches, the whole lichen bed around you just puffs up with spores. Raj, Arthur, Starly, yeah, you don't feel so hot. You looking around, you see these lichen fields stretch in the entire direction all around you. And for the duration of your time walking to them, you're going to have disadvantage on constitution saving throws.
Hey, guys, your home doesn't like me very much, it seems.
Oh, we must protect ourselves. You will be okay. We will protect you. And once you leave, the effect will wear off.
Okay.
Come. The mushrooms get bigger and wilder and just more extravagant in their shape. Like they're mostly red hued, but it's like light pink to like deep, almost glowing red crimson. And a lot of them are just dripping this deep, very kind of sticky looking ichor, almost like blood, to the ground around them. After maybe another hour or so of walking through these passages and through like rocky ledges, you reach one column and the Machinids hold up their arms like, stop. They lead up to a ridge and they point down to like a valley below. In the valley, you see a gigantic, ugly beetle, 20 feet high, 30 feet long. Its back just lined with toadstools and mushrooms. But the Myconids say it will not bother us. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
This is an eater beetle. So they walk, they lead you in the opposite direction away from it. And eventually you get to an area where you start seeing more Myconids. And they're just marching all around, like performing, you don't quite understand actually. They're just moving around doing stuff. And after just maybe a little bit more, they lead you to a big area like this. And the Myconids will line up on the ledge here. And they point down. Our mother looks like a huge mushroom. It's not like towering tall, but you can see it's like 40, 50 feet across. It's probably a good like 50, 60 feet high. It just looks like a regular like a mushroom cap, but it looks like it's rotting, like it's decomposing. And again, more of that like thick reddish ichor is coming down from like the top and falling on the ground all around it.
And it's just the mother who looks like that. The other guys don't look rotting.
No, they look normal.
Okay. And are these big toadstools all like smurfed up houses? They're like little shops and inns.
No, you haven't seen anything like a village. You haven't seen anything like there. You haven't seen any structures, no buildings, no houses. These are just like gigantic mushrooms and toadstools. And the Myconids are just moving back and forth, doing various tasks. You hear them like just chattering in your heads.
Does the mother appear sentient, or are they just like a stagnant thing in place where they produce spores that all these people came from?
It's hard to tell what's happening. You can definitely sense all like the thoughts of these Myconids all around you. Like each one's an individual. They just share memories and thoughts like very freely, more so than like normal humanoids. But as you've been moving deeper into the area, you've sensed something kind of underneath everything too. But you can't quite grasp it. The Myconids are pointing, go. It is a nice thing to visit the mother and commune. Some of them start hopping down the ledge.
Do we all want to say hi, or should maybe just some of us say hi?
There's kind of Myconids just kind of jostling behind you. Kind of not pushing, but definitely
Herding
in that direction.
Cool.
And there's a lot. You see there's hundreds. They're everywhere.
I'm gonna pop a bless up on all of us.
Much obliged.
Here we go. I'll go ahead and I'll lead the way.
As more Myconids start popping up behind us.
Where before you didn't see any, now there's like just a bunch.
This looks pretty bad, guys.
That's fine.
It's totally fine.
Hey, Mom.
This one here, this is the one that you've been following the entire time, and it starts speaking. The mother has a task of us. We are trying to expand to the above world, but there are creatures like you who are trying to slow us down.
Why would they do that?
We don't understand. Please, you are one of them. You are them. We will lead you above and just explain to them that we only seek to be part of their circle of life.
Okay. Would one of you like to come with us?
No, they would not appreciate us, we sense. But we will give you a boon if you do this for us. A great boon.
Okay, what would that be?
We will give you strength and power.
With no downsides whatsoever.
Looks strangely at you.
Yeah.
What would you require of us?
Just convince them that we only wish to be part of their life cycle. Tell them to stop destroying our forest, to stop destroying our spores and mushrooms.
Well, you only consume things after they've passed, so I don't see why that would be a problem.
A bunch of them are nodding. We do not understand their reluctance.
Well, we can have a conversation.
You will help us?
Well,
Sure.
we can talk to him.
As you start saying that, hear like this gigantic slurping sound from the mother here in the middle, as like a giant blob of oily whatever substance falls down, hits the floor, and it just explodes in another cloud of spores. Everyone must make another Constitution saving throw.
Hey, I got a 0.
Arthur and Griff, whatever it is, it splashes on you. You get just a whiff of these spores, and if you were previously affected, if you were feeling bad from the spores earlier, that effect goes away.
Hey,
Feel a little better, but you still feel a little bit off too. Yes, and the Myconid says, "Oh, all of you did not accept the boon. That is too bad. But those of you who did, wonderful. You will see soon how wonderful it is.
can't wait.
We will take you to the passage leading above." And right off the screen is another of those gigantic columns. And as you get close, you see it's really wide. It's like 60 feet wide at the base, and it heads straight up into the darkness above. And there's a door.
Oh, is it like a giant staircase?
It is. The Myconids say this was here when we arrived. It leads straight above.
That's great. It's a lot of stairs.
The door is giant-sized. The stairs are giant-sized. It is about a day's walk to the surface above. Remember what you have agreed.
Yep.
Getting kind of tired of these mother-loving mushrooms in this mother-loving place.
So you are inside this column. It's clearly artificial. There is a giant swarm of insects from some kind of hive hanging off the walls above you. You have to take a long rest on the stairs, and you're thinking maybe it's like noon the next day. Raj, you get a whiff of fresh air. A few more minutes of like getting muck out of the way. You come to a gigantic door, and you see that you are about 40 or 50 feet up over the ground. And looking out, you see that there is a forest, but this forest is overgrown with gigantic mushrooms and fungus.
Of course it is.
They're just spreading over everything.
Yeah.
You don't see any living plants. It's all just mushrooms and like fungus. You don't hear any birds. You think you see like a deer down below, but the deer is covered with mushrooms and toadstools, and it's just like staggering around, almost dazed in pain. Also, you actually see a line of smoke in the distance.
So is there like a good way down from where we are?
It looks like trees have grown around this column. It looks like a tree has grown entirely around it, like it's wrapped its body around it. You probably need to climb down with a rope or something.
Seeing all these mushrooms, I'm going to put that lovely little beekeeper suit on. Do we want me to go down first since I have the suit?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I wild shape into a rat and climb inside the suit.
I'll happily let her do that.
Give me 10. I'll ritually cast Detect Poison and Disease.
It seems like many of these funguses represent some kind of disease, some kind of necrotic disease. Yeah, you can see this entire area around you, hundreds of feet, is just infested and infected.
So if we touch the wrong thing in here, we could potentially be covered in mushrooms like that deer. Be a deer mushroom zombie.
Well, I might already be a mushroom zombie. Do I feel like a mushroom zombie?
As you keep concentrating, you keep like sensing, your senses of like flowing through the magic to see what's diseased and what's poisoned. That sense of disease is slowly shifting to something, almost pleasant. Like maybe it's not so bad to be that way.
Okay, that's nothing to worry about.
Okay, am I climbing down now?
Get down to the forest floor below you. It's mushy and squishy with just feels like dead vegetation.
Griff will just, he'll get some of the leather armor he's not using out and kind of wrap it around his mouth and nose, just muttering, "This is fine."
Raj, as the spell is wearing off, you're distinctly sensing that disease is not a disease to you anymore.
Okay. Well, I think I'm good here, guys. I'm gonna climb down and join Avia and Starly.
Your foot touches the ground. Squishy, gross. You seem okay.
Okay. Do I not wear shoes?
I don't know. Do you wear shoes?
I don't know. I assume I would. I mean, I probably step on weird stuff all the time.
Okay, you have little sandal shoes almost.
Hey guys.
Griff will reluctantly follow.
Are you wearing that leather around your face still?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think maybe I'm okay because of all the spores I've eaten today. But
It's like how like cordyceps will grow inside of an ant and slowly replace all of its organs and nervous system of itself. That is just puppeting an ant skin.
yeah,
That's probably what's happening to you.
the thought has crossed my mind. Hey, do we want to talk to this deer?
I'm joining them, but I'm being cautious.
I ship back and I will holler out to the deer to see if it is friendly.
You're sensing in response the same as when you were with the myconids, like a telepathic link. Not really any sign of intelligence, just like food, hungry, kill strangers. It approaches.
Hi.
Half its face is just overgrown with mushrooms, like one of its eyes is gone, the tongue is hanging out of its mouth. It has an eye still, but the eye is just glassy and fogged over.
Who wants a pet?
Uh-uh.
Well, head towards the smoke, I guess.
Yeah, let's keep on going. I'm sure this deer is fine, and this is normal.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, things are normal and fine.
Starlight, you're getting a sense from the deer, it's radiating anger toward Griff and Arthur, like attack, kill.
Maybe you guys keep on the other side of Starly and me.
I will hold out a ration or some kind of jerky type thing to kind of like entice its appetite.
It doesn't seem drawn to it.
It doesn't eat with its mouth anymore.
It's going to want something dead.
Let's just try walking around it. You guys stay behind us,
Okay.
and we'll just like walk around. I'm sure that's fine.
You're gonna block it out, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys go towards the thing and we will kind of distract the deer until you're far enough away.
Which direction is the smoke?
The
Heading towards
smoke would have been to the northeast.
northeast. Okay, I'll head up that way then.
I'm going to move to like over here.
Keep going.
So yeah, you three definitely sense as they are moving farther away from the deer that the agitation dissipates,
Good deer. Start.
moseying away.
Mm-mm.
I give it a pat on the non-mushroom covered side.
It's gross. Part of its skin peels away as you touch it.
I fling it off and I walk towards the northeast.
Yeah.
You start to make your way through this new fungal forest. There's no sign of any green leaves anywhere. There's no bird song. There's lots of insects, though. Every now and then, Avia, Starly, Raj, you start to sense the infected animals again, but farther off in the distance. Like, you're feeling you can sense them like maybe 120 feet off. So you learn to manage to like cut this way to avoid encountering them.
Okay. Do we feel any different otherwise?
As this day is going on, yeah, you're starting to feel a little weirder.
Okay.
Your heads are feeling light. Yeah, you just don't feel quite right as this day is heading on.
Do we really like mushrooms?
No, you're definitely feeling a sense of closeness with these creatures that you're like encountering, though.
They're friends.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Don't need to find a cleric or anything. That's fine.
Well, hey, I'm sort of a cleric.
Do you have remove disease or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
As you are moving through the forest, you start hearing frog speak. You hear bullywog.
Oh.
And you can look down and you can see just a bunch of figures wrapped up in like almost like the beekeeping costumes that Avia wore earlier, huddling around the edge of the fungal forest. And it looks like these figures are trying to burn at the edges of the fungal forest.
You guys just want to say hi. Just go out there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'll go out and I'll like wave and say hey in the local language.
And they immediately see and they stop. Some of them actually drop their torches. They're like stunned in surprise.
Hey, guys.
But then they shout and start shouting for you, like, come, get out of there. Come here. What are you doing in there?
Yeah, no, it's, yeah, you know.
They're just waving, like, come on.
Yeah.
And they're speaking in Bullywug to Raj, like, how did you get in the forest? What's happening? What are you doing? How are you alive?
Well, it's a whole thing. We sort of got, there were these dwarves who went missing. We got stuck, like, underground. Anyway.
Come. We'll take you to our camp. You all look and smell terrible. Come.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, Raj, you want to ask them, like, where we are?
Yeah, we can walk and talk. Where the hell are we?
These Bullywugs are from the Cog, which is where Raj is from.
Yeah.
They start explaining this fungal forest. It showed up over the past few years.
Hey, Raj, how far south of where we started is the Cog?
It's a couple days.
The Bullywugs will lead you back to their camp.
Are we sure this isn't a trap? And watch Starly and Avia aren't going to suddenly release stores onto her. Tell us, Rog, Starly and Avia, if you're planning on releasing stores.
I don't plan on it, but I can't promise it won't happen.
We're just going to lean over to Arthur and quietly go, I think we should kill the others.
And you reach this nice little camp here, very homey, very cozy. And walking out of one of the tents appears a very handsome Rivitan.
Well, hello.
Who Raj actually knows.
Oh.
This is Kirmigo. He was one of the instructors at your Bard College.
Oh.
And he sees you and his face lights up.
Hey.
Like, Raj, fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, I just follow trouble.
Sure.
What brings you here?
Yeah, that pretty much.
Looks over at your friends and he switches to common. Welcome to our camp.
Well, I will make introductions.
So you're traveling with Raj here. How wonderful. I hope he's not disappointing you too much.
No, he's fine and not filled with mushrooms and good and fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting that you mentioned mushrooms. That is actually what brings me and my compatriots here. It sounds like you were in the fungal forest.
Yeah.
May I ask, what in the devil were you doing there, and how are you not dead?
Well, I mean, we didn't go there on purpose. We were, underground, and the way we went in, we couldn't really use anymore. So we found another way, and it came out in the forest.
Do you know anything about the infection that is spreading from the forest?
She's called Mom.
She says hello.
Her thing is to destroy every plant that she encounters. As you can see, we are burning our edge here of the forest. On the southern end, humans are doing the same. And on the western end, we have goblins helping us by burning that into the forest as well. But we can only check it. We can only slow it.
Well, I think you'd have to go talk to Mom if you want to really try and put an end to this.
Is there a way to reach this Mom?
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah.
She might mushroom the fire.
You're making it sound like a difficult task.
Yeah, it might be. She has a lot of little friends down there.
He invites you to sit down. He goes and sits by the fire. This sounds like it's going to be a long conversation. Starts asking, what else is down there? What else did you encounter?
Everyone down there sucks. Do you know about the tumor spiders yet?
I cannot say I do. As most Rivertons should, I spend my life above ground and in the waters.
Okay. Well, they're down there too.
Oh, excellent. This sounds more wonderful by the second.
Yeah, it's not good down there.
Oh, are there any like us?
Sort of. Also not nice. They sort of suck too.
What's a nice way of saying this? They're crazy one process.
If you go down there and meet them, they might demand that they give you the sword, except you won't have it, I do.
What sword would this be?
Before hold his house.
Kermigo holds out his hands and like wiggles through the air and mutters something, and there's a flash of magical energy. What an interesting sword. Worm monsters? What are those?
Oh, okay. They want our flesh.
That looks very this underworld sounds like the most terrible place.
Yeah, here's the thing. The worms are not just under there. They've been up here for a while, and they're like in people.
Looks a little nervous at that. He asks, "Are you a worm?"
No, but I might be a mushroom.
He's no response. He's like still very. He's very smooth. Obviously, you know him. You know him by reputation, and you also know him. He's like a very smooth, controlled person. Usually, never at a loss for words. You have him at a loss for words, though.
Sure. If you need a minute.
It's just I need to process this. This is a lot of information.
Oh, you know what? I will let him go through my journal.
Oh, this is poorly written. Sorry, pain. But yes, I understand. I understand the gist of what you're saying. The most interesting. Oh, you were in Ladbeck. What an interesting place.
That's a word for it.
We sent some emissaries there from the COG to try to speak to Romulos to see if he would help us with this problem.
I know him. He seems cool.
Maybe you can go try to help convince them to assist us with this. Well, it's up to you. I'm sure you have many things to do, not least of which is to take a bath. You all have the most odoriferous odor right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's this stream over there. Maybe you should actually bathe before we have our meal. This is your most disconcerting.
That's fair.
And so as you all do that, though, Raj, that is you.
Okay.
Avia, this is you. Spoliation. And Starly, as you're like bathing, just rinsing in the water, you start to feel really weird, and you start just looking at your body and your skin, and you see these weird, different effects.
I think I'm cool with mine.
I'm gonna look at the water and slowly back away after witnessing what I witnessed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost used my Lothar reroll on that fail. I was like, let's see where this goes. Hello.
We should kill them.
Wait. Check this out. And I'll go grab some twigs and eat them. Huh? No? I think it's fine.
As you approach the camp, Kirmigo definitely notices and stands up like, by the gods, what happened to you?
Remember when I said I might be a mushroom? This happened.
He kind of pokes your limbs. He kind of takes your arms and stretches it out. This is not. And he goes and studies Avia's your hands. Maybe you should wear gloves, young lady. Are you quite okay?
We do all feel fine now.
You feel fine. Nothing has changed mentally. You just have this nothing. There's no compulsions, no feelings. Nothing's changed that way.
Excellent.
Just your bodies are a little different now.
It's fine. It happens.
Maybe you should be moving along soon. I'm not sure what effect you could have on this fungal forest, actually.
Do you have some gloves I could borrow?
Yes, young lady. Yes, actually, he gives you his own gloves, very politely, with a bit of panache. He hands over his gloves. You should maybe see a cleric about that. Our cleric. That's one that went to see Romulos. Oh, there's that one in Ladbeck, the cleric of Lothar.
Yeah. I know her.
They say she can't die. Is that true?
From what I understand, it happens from time to time, but she's kind of cool with it.
She maybe she could assist you. But that's in Ladbeck.
I should probably check in with her.
Let's stop by Ladbeck on our way to see Romulus and the River Forest, because we should probably get you on mushrooms.
We'll see. I mean, give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Can I study my crystal? I'm gonna ask him to cast Identify on it.
Interesting. Whoever made this object in that sword must hate these worm people. This will let you identify a worm person. Who made these? Where did you find these?
They were growing out of the ground.
Well, it's not natural. This isn't made crystal. Oh, and beware. It accepts charges, but the more charges it accepts, the more it wants.
We're gonna have to go back down there at some point.
So that was the evening. Did anyone else want to do anything for that evening before moving on? The bullywug seemed nice. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, some of the bullywugs are asking, they chat with Roger about what's down there. They want to know about the deep toads.
They're dicks.
Kirigo says there are legends that some of our tribes went below a long time ago.
Was it because everyone hated them?
They began to worship a worm god. They said they wanted to be closer to it.
these fucking worms.
Maybe if you studied more in school, you would remember this when you were below.
I studied other things.
Yes, definitely. The next day, he'll give you like an escort or two to head to Ladbeck. Arthur and Avia, as the river continues on, it reaches a bend, and there is just a pretty big settlement on the northern bank. And they point out that is Ladbeck. That is one of the main human settlements of this area.
Yeah, it's great.
And you can see that in the middle island, when you left, there was like a bullywug colony just starting to form. But now the southern end is pretty well settled.
It's nice to see this town without all of the evil clowns.
Remember the evil clowns?
They were so evil and also clowns. Yeah, we should definitely go find our cleric friend and see if she can unmushroom.
Oh, did you want to do that first?
I think it's a matter of urgency, yeah.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay. But I will lead the way. I know where she is.
Before we over to Arthur and whisper, we should kill Watch first.
Matilda's is over here in the temple square. As you enter, you recognize, all the buildings there. You see still the ruins of the main temple here in the south. And you do recognize off in the corner behind a couple of other temples, just a little makeshift building painted white. And across, there's a door. And on the door is painted just like a big tangle of lines, which is the knot of Lothar.
That's where she is.
I'm picturing Griff just sitting there with a giant stick poking us and being like, go.
Yeah, more or less.
So yeah, the door to the temple is closed.
I'll knock.
You hear a familiar voice. Who's there? Oh, you're the little frog person. What do you want? I am busy.
Well, some of my friends have been infected with mushrooms and want some help.
Do you have gold?
I'm sure they do.
Walk around to the other side.
Okay.
And then you walk around to the other side, and where there wasn't a door, there is now a door.
That happens.
It's just a little ugly shack, and you all see it looks like a young woman, maybe 15, 16, just wearing a long white shift, sitting by herself on a little stool in the middle of the dirt floor.
So, how have you been?
I died a few times while you were gone.
Oh, yeah?
Well, one time someone stabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
The other time a building fell on top of me, although I think it wasn't an accident. And then the third time I went for a swim and I drowned, but I don't think that was an accident either.
Where'd the building thing happen?
Oh, that was over in Old Town.
Really? Huh.
Apparently, yeah, Lady Dina's family is buying up most of the houses over there. And I went to go see if I could steal something, and it fell on top of me.
Right.
Maybe.
So you think someone is repeatedly assassinating you?
It happens.
I am beloved of Lothar. This is what I'm expected to do. It happened. Look.
Don't worry.
And then she snapped her finger, and all of a sudden, the interior of the room transforms. It is suddenly this gigantic interior temple, 100 feet long, 50 feet wide, and there is an open atrium in the middle, so sunlight shining down. And looking around, you see all the walls are painted with very fanciful, colorful paintings of this central figure, like a man with long black hair, being killed repeatedly by different people in different scenes. Lothar suffers, she says, for his tricks, and I can only do the same.
Of course, that makes total sense.
It totally does. I mean, people don't understand. I see you get it. You mentioned gold. She looks back at Raj.
Yeah. My friends here want the mushrooms out of them.
Oh, she looks at you. Oh, yeah, you look weird.
Rog is also filled with mushrooms.
Yeah, but I'm kind of cool with it.
I can see, yeah, you can actually...
I mean, you tell them it's okay, right?
You're mostly mushroom, actually.
But that's okay.
Long term, you'll probably just become a mushroom.
How long term?
A year or two.
No.
I can help with that.
Okay.
But she holds out her hand.
Here's 5 gold necklaces.
She says, 5 more. She actually pulls you to one side of her temple where there's an altar there, and she lines you up there. She says, do you swear to serve Lothar through your living days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she laughed. I don't care. There's a burst of energy as she casts Greater Restoration, and your mushroom boon dissipates into the air. Yeah, you shouldn't do that again.
I mean, I only kind of sorta did it on purpose.
She looks over here. So what else are you doing here? Do you have Do you need any work?
Maybe. What kind of work you got?
Well, your old buddy Smoke, he and his old friends, they dealt with some kind of plague. And since then, Lady Dina's family's people have been digging over there. The other day, they all just ran out of the dig site. They say they found something and they chased them out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, her family's, that's a piece of work. It's like, you think Dina's bad. These are real, just greedy. I shall not be rude, she says.
Why not?
It's not polite.
So.
I am ever a polite cleric of our god Lothar.
Yeah, okay.
Except when I don't want to be.
Yeah.
You have to go now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate your necklaces.
Yeah. They're dwarven. They're nice.
I know. I can hear you clinking with some dwarven gold in your bags.
I also have 30 silver necklaces and a bunch of rings.
A dwarf might want that back someday.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
I probably will.
Oh.
I'm not good at keeping secrets.
That's fine.
Bye.
See ya.
Wait. I'm gonna pull her to the side so then I can talk to her in private.
You actually try to pull her, but she doesn't move. She's like, what do you want?
I'm going to ask her if she knows anything about curses or dispelling.
Curses or dispel? She says actually loudly. So if you're trying to be subtle, she's not. She just says loudly. Curses and dispelling? Why do you want to know such things? What type of person are you?
I should have mentioned Lothar is a bit of a chaos god.
Actually, yeah, that's not really my thing.
You know someone that can?
I hear Reggie Jr. has been dabbling with some unsavory characters recently.
Sure. Is Reggie Jr. still de facto ruler around here?
Hell if I know.
What about you know anything about these little black worms?
Tilts her head. And she keeps tilting it and tilting it some more.
Mm-hmm.
There's none here right now, but it feels bad farther north. Real bad.
Yeah, the north sucks. Also underground. Don't go underground. Hey, have you ever met the Silence?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Get out.
Okay. Should we check in with Romulus first?
Yes. We should pass on that message from Fox.
You don't have to go up.
I should probably go.
Yeah, I'll go as well.
And the rest of you?
I wouldn't mind picking up some different weapons. Maybe sell what I have and get some different ones.
Yeah, you can find Peter the Blacksmith is probably like along the southern shore here.
I would probably go seek out my good unscrupulous friend that likes getting people stealing things for him.
Meinhard. Okay, let's do our chaps on the south first. And yeah, you find the Bullywugs. You know, they built a nice little settlement on the southern end of the island. And one of them easily shows up. They recognize you. Oh, look, our friends are back. How are you?
Hey, I am free of mushrooms.
Wonderful, as it should be. What brings you here?
You may have already spoken to someone about sending people out to set fire to some mushrooms.
Oh, yes, they've come from the COG.
Yeah.
Several emissaries that there is a problem with the forest out there, right? He's saying?
Yeah.
I volunteered to go destroy the forest myself, but they seem to think that more is needed. I don't understand why.
Well, it's pretty big.
I kill many big things.
I know, but there's just a lot. It'd take a while.
He huffs. Oh, Romulus is in their hut. I'm sure that they would like to speak to you. They are always pleased when friends visit.
Yeah, everyone loves me.
Roll persuasion. Yeah, he likes you. Smiles.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, you're back.
Yep.
What brings you to my hut?
We wanted to talk about this mushroom forest problem.
Yes, that seems to be quite the issue. I've heard of it. I didn't think it was my issue, though. I'm happy here with my new people.
Yeah, it's spreading, though, and it's going to be your problem anyway.
Why do I sense you are involved with this problem?
I was full of mushrooms a second ago.
You see Romulus cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I see. But it sounds like this is the urgency in your voice is...
Yeah, it's not good.
It does seem pretty bad. It's like standing, and we saw some weird mushroom deer, and it's killing all the plant life. And also, it will definitely try and fuck people with mushrooms if it gets a chance.
I I'm so comfortable here.
I mean, you don't have to go. You can send other people.
No, I should go. It will take either a humongous effort of humans and goblins and bullywugs to destroy once for all, or me.
Well,
I shall make preparations. Is there anything else you need?
but I don't
Anything
think
else
so.
you would have of me?
No, we don't have to be like that.
Yeah, they actually laugh. Oh, you are different than when you left.
Well, yeah, I was full of mushrooms.
No, you are different. You just seem to have seen more of the world. It was a pleasure seeing you, both of you. I'll jump to Starly. Starly, you're going to go back to talk to Meinhard. Yeah, you remember him at his typical place by the fireplace. What would Starly like to discuss with Meinhard?
I think just to see if he has any thing that he needs done.
Oh, I appreciate eager people looking for work. The truth is, Lady Dina's family is putting a crunch on everything. If you could find out what happened to them in that dig site, I'd appreciate that. They're being very tight-lipped.
I will see what I can discover.
Avia.
She would like to look for a rapier, a crossbow, and maybe some studded leather armor.
You can easily enough find that.
Are any of them able to do plus anything, or is it just like regular?
We ask about magical enchantments. They say no. Oh, we wish. But they're saying that there's some girl up north who can make magical items.
Is there a library around town?
They say the temple up here has a little library of books devoted to the death god.
I guess we'll go check that out.
Just kind of a plain temple, but it's fairly big. And there are priest and priestess of the death god inside. And the death god's name is Mamo. Mamo has no face, has no avatar. Mamo is just represented by a void. Welcome to the Temple of Mamo. What can we help you with?
Do you have any books about curses, magical items, primordials?
Unfortunately, our library isn't extensive in some of those topics, but you're free to browse. They lead you to like one of the back rooms, and there are maybe 2 or 3 rooms filled with shelves of books. You learn that magical items are super hard to make. Like in this day and age, a person who can make magical items is worth their weight in gold, but many magical items can be found in wild, unexplored places, and that's where most people find their sources. They have a couple of books of curses. The woman is reluctant to let you read too deeply. I mean, what do you want to learn? Like how to do a curse or the nature of curses?
Nature of curses, like how to dispel them, or...
You definitely learn a little bit as she shows you different books and like you read them and like start talking back and forth information. Well, I'm sure that Raj probably told you about the Broken Chair Tavern.
Sure, yeah,
He spent like many days here before.
I will go to the tavern and I will wait for my compatriots.
You're there. It's a homey little tavern. Emma is the owner. She's just a very pleasant woman. But who actually runs the place is her daughter, Tammy.
Hello, Tammy.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? You have that luck, I can tell. I also read minds. Just kidding. Haha, what do you want?
May I have a bowl of stew?
We have radishes.
Interesting. That should do nicely.
You spend your evening hanging out in the tavern here. Tammy comes in like on occasion and like just gives you more like food and ale.
Thank you.
So, what you up to this time?
Oh, you know, stuff.
Yeah, stuff, right? There's some stuff happening.
Like what?
Well, you know Lady Dina's gone, right?
Yeah.
Her family has basically moved in, the Luans. They are not nice people.
How not nice.
They bought out Reggie Jr. No, he sold. He actually happily sold to them. They let him stay like his mayor for the year, but after the year's up, he's probably just gonna move down the river and be gone.
Right.
Probably heard about the dig site and whatever's happening, whatever excitement. Oh, do you think it's those little monsters again that make everyone sick?
I don't know if they'd scare the guys away.
Okay, I gotta go. Sammy's calling me.
Okay, she's fine.
You're like just outside the door listening.
Yeah. Do we want to go exploring now?
So tomorrow morning.
And that's where we'll leave off the session. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Nice playing with you
Awesome.
once again.
Thank
All
you
right.
for DMing, as always.
My pleasure. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good night.
Have a good
You too.
night.
See ya.
No,